Good morning. My name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller. And today we're going to be doing a what sold for last week, which would be January 31st through February 3rd, Monday through Thursday. And then later, probably this afternoon or tomorrow, I'll do for the weekend. My sales have been decent. I'm kind of surprised because historically February is the worst month of the year for me. And I mean, I had one day, I think like Tuesday was awful. But all in all, I've got a lot of solds to share with you. So I'm fingers crossed that, all my hard work is actually starting to pay off. Yesterday was the collaboration with the Hustle couple. That was fun. We both got some excellent boxes. I am thrilled with the quality that we got. I think my boxes came from North Carolina. I didn't ask them where theirs came from, but I wonder if that makes a difference on where you are and where you're getting your boxes from, because everything in my box was clean. Everything. So they're ahead of me. I went and looked this morning. They're already listing their stuff from the Goodwill box, but I'm going to work on mine today and get them all listed tomorrow morning. So that was fun. So let me think, is there anything else I need to share? I think I'm going to still keep trying to do the Wednesday morning lives. I'm usually doing my shipping, or I may start trying to do some processing during that time. The problem with that is my lights seem to be really glaring if I try to have the ring light on while I'm recording. But maybe I'll try to shift a little bit and work on some stuff. This week was terrible for me meeting my goals. There were 2 days I think I only listed about half. So today I got up and I did do some listing. It's Saturday today. I got some clothes listed, but all in all, I kind of just didn't make it. We went to an estate sale yesterday and it was an hour away and it was not worth the drive. But I was just just wanted to get out, do some sourcing, but it wasn't worth it. I think we are going to try to plan another one of these sourcing trips next month during spring break for us. And that should tide me over until yard sale season really starts moving along. And that way we get to go see family again too. All right, let me get started on this. I have a lot. One person, again, bought 15 items. Now, it was a lot of low offers, but it was almost everything I sold to him was from that online estate sale that I have made my money back, a lot of it. I'm way into the profit now, so I was fine with getting them gone. And it's going through a freight forwarder, so hopefully there's going to be no issues with that. I like shipping to freight forwarders because once it gets to them, our responsibilities are over. If something's damaged, it's on the freight forwarder, not us. All right, first item. This is Disney DuckTales. It was Webby Vanderquack. I don't remember. I remember the boys, but I didn't remember the girls from DuckTales. I did take a best offer of $22 on her. Probably picked her up at the bins. I can't remember. I've processed so much stuff, especially since this last sourcing trip, that it's just kind of getting all garbled in my brain. But it's a good problem to have. And if you're new to my channel, I do not do free shipping. So when I say this item sold for best offer of $22, they did also pay shipping. This is a Just Friends rabbit plush from 1990. It's by Moonbeam Toys. I've found a couple, just 2 or 3 things from that brand in as long as I've been doing this. Very cute though. It's got just a neat little face to it. And I took a best offer of $15 on that. I have been going crazy with the sending offers and accepting offers. I just think if I can get the momentum, and I'm seeing it, if I get the momentum of accepting offers, sending offers, people buying stuff, it just kind of keeps, you know, the sales keep coming. This next item is from Cuddle Wit. Love that brand. This one's vintage. And I took a best offer of $8 on it. This was kind of a surprise. This is from Circo, which is Target. It was just a little 2-hump camel. I went ahead and listed it high. I don't believe I saw any in the comps. And it sold almost immediately for $23.70. These are Play School baby blankets. I picked them up at an estate sale at some point. I bought 2 of them. I still have the one. It was one of those things, I've had zero interest in them, and then one of the times that I did ending and sell similar, you know, all of a sudden it sold. I did only take a best offer of $9 on it, but I'm just trying to get stuff moving. This was from my online estate sale through High Bid. This was a Shoney Bear coin bank and a little bookmark. I won a lot of just a bunch of Shoney Bears. So I was trying to make lots that were, you know, above $10. And so I put these 2 together and I sold it for best offer of $10. This is a Lovey by Cloud Island, just a cute little whale. And I sold it for $16.10. I have a cheat sheet over here because what you see on here isn't always what I sold it for. Don't know why. Haven't taken the time to try to figure it out. Here's another one of the Shoney Bears. This one was just a little 4.5-inch clip-on, and it sold for $8.50. This, you guys, I showed this in my live. I went to an estate sale and bought some dishes that were wrapped in these blue Walmart bags. And I don't know why, but I went ahead, you know, the Walmart bags now are gray, so it stuck out for me. Went and checked, and there were a few listings, so I went ahead and listed mine, kind of thinking maybe like a prop company or something might purchase it. I did end up taking a best offer of $10 for them, but $10 for 6 Walmart bags. Crazy, huh? So definitely when you're looking around, if you see blue Walmart bags, at least grab them and try to get some lots of them together. This is a Cabbage Patch doll from 2006. This came from the last sourcing trip we did to the bins, and I did take a best offer on her of $7. But you know, she's light, she was small, probably 50 cents. I'm good with the $7 offers. These next 2 was from a single buyer. I ended up taking best offers of $8 on each of the bears, so for a total of $16, I sold this APCO 911 bear from 2002 and this Creature Comforts bear from O Canada. $16 for 2 bears, 2 little bean bears. I picked this up at an estate sale. I bought a bunch of Little Tykes dollhouse stuff. This was also there. I probably have a couple of dollars in this, $2 to $3, because everything was priced separately. And I ended up selling it for $19.30. I see taggies. There's Plush, there's Loveys. I see them everywhere. This was the Buddy dog, and you can always tell the taggies because they have these tags hanging off of them. Now make sure if you find other brands that have copycatted this, don't ever use the word taggies because you might get in trouble for that. And I see lots of homemade stuff with the little ribbons. Usually if they're not Taggies brand, you'll see them with the word ribbons in there. But this is from Mary Meyer in 2008, and I sold it for $9.45. This is a Dakin dog plush from 1982, just a little 6.5-inch. It did have the nutshells in it. I try to always remember to put nutshells because a lot of these older Dakin plush were stuffed with nutshells, and I just want to make sure that anybody who has an allergy or whatever knows that this thing has nutshells in it. But I ended up selling him for $9.45. This was a little orange lobster plush, 13 inches long, and I took a best offer on it of $10.25. I'm pretty sure I picked this up at our sourcing trip. I pick up lots of littles. I love to list the littles. This was Deco Pack, which is a cake topper brand. Wiggles, the big red car. And I sold it for $12.30. I had to share some clothes. This is, I guess you call them Jinko or JNCO baggy jeans. These were boy size 12. Had lots of wear. Just made sure I took good pictures of it and stated it in the listing. And I took a best offer of $44 on them. This was Play School Rumblin' Tow Truck. Again, it was one of those things I've seen no interest in it and did the sell similar on it, and it sold immediately for asking price of $9.95. These are cute because they have a pull string. It's not battery operated. You pull the string and it shakes like it's revving up. Just very cute. This is Carter's Rabbit Plush Ring by Prestige also. You sometimes see both of those names, so I usually try to put both of them in there. Sold this plush for, oh, he's up there, $9.45. I pick up all baby things, and especially Carter's and Prestige and any of the other brands. This is a puzzle. It was sealed from FX Schmid. I like that brand, but their puzzles are tough. But sold this one for best offer of $10. These are Clark's shoes. I find these a lot of times at estate sales. Usually pay $1 or $2 or $3 for them, and I took a best offer of $15 on them. I'm planning on trying to get out of my groove of just looking at stuffed animals and toys and, you know, expand into other things more this year, and shoes is going to be one of them. This is Midwood Brands. It's just a low, I think, quality brand, but it's a sloth. I love all things sloths, and it sold for $8.50. Christmas is still selling. This is a ceramic Santa Claus boot planner. I took a best offer of $9 for it. This is Commonwealth Little Brown Bear from 1995. I love Commonwealth, especially the vintage stuff. And it sold for $14.20. These are little mega blocks, like the toddler chunky blocks. And they made these two cars. I found them in two different times. It just kind of, one was sitting waiting for me to do something with it. I think the yellow one needed clean, so I hadn't done anything with it. And then I found the red one, and I took a best offer of $10 for the two. This is Oshkosh B'gosh. It was one of the waffle weave plush, but it had a significant stain that I could not get off of it. So I just made sure I listed that, showed pictures of it, and it still sold for $23.70. When I say waffle weave, it's this kind of fabric right here. There's like glowworms that came with the waffle weave. A lot of the Eden Bears have waffle weave, and those are the ones that sell for big bucks, along with anything that's made with the terry cloth. This is Russ Wilbur and Friends. These, I want to say these are like 70s, 80s maybe. This one did go global shipping, and it sold for $10.40. Somebody's getting ahead of, I think, Father's Day, because it did say World's Best Dad. This was from our sourcing trip. I found several American Girl pet animal plush. This was the sloth, and it sold for $14.20. This also was from that sourcing trip. These Christmas trees are something. You definitely keep an eye out for them. This is the musical one that went with the Christmas, I want to say it's like Main Street or something. And I took a best offer of $25 on it. This is Teletubbies. This was one of the ones that it just lit up. It didn't play music. I took a best offer of $10 for it. This was a vintage dog from Ideal. it's been listed a really long time, and so I got a best offer of $15 on it, and I accepted. This person bought 15 items. They spent, I want to say like $106 for 15 items. But it's all of this older, you know, Applause IHOP, Bubba Planet, Petting Zoo, Dole Fruit, Barney figures, Commonwealth Tooth, some Russ, the Giggle Bunny, you know, most of them, you know, the prices, when I was going through them, it was like he took like half minus $1 on some of the smaller ones. But again, I'm in the profit. A lot of this was from that high bid auction. So it was just a really good time to get a couple of baskets, you know, decreased in size. But it was just, you know, Keebler, Nestle Quick, several Russ dolls, a Kool-Aid doll, Barney. So I was thrilled, but yeah. This was the Bob book sets. I think I just talked about them recently in a haul. I had one sitting up here waiting. I wanted to do a lot of at least 2. Come to find out, the purple one that I picked up at the bins had one of the sight word books missing. Just stated that in it, and it sold within a day for best offer of $8. This is just another sale of clothing items. I went to a church yard sale. It was out in the parking lot of just a business, and all the clothes were $1. So I picked up a couple of them, and this was one of them because it was still sealed in the bag. You know, it was a New York Yankees Subway series, extra large. So listed it and took a best offer of $21 for it. This is from Disney Beverly Hills Chihuahua. It was a Rosa dog. I hadn't heard of it. I had to Google it and then figure out who Rosa was. But it was still sealed in its bag, and I sold it for $17.95. This is from Plan Toys. They put out a whole lot of wooden toys. I think they have doll houses with little wooden figures. I think my boys, when they were little, had like a fire station with wooden fire trucks and firemen. Just really good quality. Pretty sure we picked this up at our sourcing trip, and the dog sold for best offer of $12. This too was from the last sourcing trip. You guys see it's selling pretty quickly for me. As I get it listed, some things sell within a few days. This was from the Puppet Master. It was a 6-shooter figure. It only had one of the guns. All of the other ones had been removed from the hands. If it had all of them, there was comps like right at like $75. I went ahead and listed mine at $29.95, and I took a best offer of $20. But it was very quick. Listed and sold. This is Ty Pluffies. It's my favorite of all the Ty plush. This one was called Baby's First Bear from 2007, and I sold it for $18.66. This was a surprise. This is from Crown Crafts. I don't know if it was some kind of crafting thing you could do something with, but it was a large 30-inch long lamb pillow plush. I did wash it, so the stuffing was kind of shifted around. Sold very quickly for $26.95. I think we showed this in our last haul. This is from Pottery Barn doll. It was a 26-inch princess doll from 2012. It had a very strong fragrance on it. I'm not sure if it came that way. It was supposed to be that way, but it was strong, so I had to keep it separate from everything else because I don't like, that's why I kind of keep everything in bags. I don't want smells to shift, you know, just in case I miss something, or like this, or the Scentsy Bears. I keep all of them separate from the rest of the plush. But she sold very quickly for $11.66. This is Baby Goond. This was one of those plush I had to keep treating and washing and treating and washing. It just kind of had a grungy look about it. But finally, it did come clean enough to meet my standards. And it sold for $22.45. So definitely keep an eye out for the blue. I think there's a pink one too of these dogs. I probably picked this up at the bins or at a yard sale, but this was a McDonald's changeable hotcakes. But you know, they had the hamburgers and french fries and milkshakes and hotcakes and just all kinds. I think a Happy Meal box. But they do really well. This one was still sealed in its bag, so I kept it separate and listed it, and it sold for $13.45. I think we picked this up at the bins, of course, when we were in Indianapolis. This was just a little football outfit for one of the stuffed animals, and it sold for best offer of $12.25. This is kind of my big sale for the 4-day period. This was a Minecraft calico cat, and at first I just thought it was, you know, there were tons of comps on there. But then I realized mine was bigger. All of them were saying mini and showing that they were only like 2 to 3 inches tall. Couldn't find anything. I went and Googled it. The only thing I could see was that at one point it had been selling on Amazon for like $60 or something like that, new, which mine was not. So I just decided this was one of those times I was going to auction it. Started it at $49.99. Again, when you're doing auctions, make sure you start your auction at the least amount you're willing to take for it, because sometimes, like this instance, I only got the one bid. I got it really early, so I was hoping that there was going to be some kind of bidding more on it and that it was worth, you know, more. But I was thrilled. $49.99 for a Minecraft plush. I have another one, but I think it's just a normal one. I think it's the Ocelot I'm getting ready to list. But definitely a good sell. Now these next few are Facebook, and then I have a few Bonanza. Bonanza's been good for me. It's like my third right now of selling. Facebook has died. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I've lost, if you sell on Facebook, there's a little button you can go to and it helps you do your resells, your renews. I think you have to renew them like every 5, 6, 7 days. And then after that's happened 6 or so times, then you have to delete it and relist it. And they have buttons that help with that. Well, I've lost my renew button. And so I've gotten behind because it's a pain to do it one at a time. Quite a few, though, Facebook orders for that time period. This is Fisher-Price Eeyore, 12-inch from 2001. He sold for $10. Brass, I'm going to finish my brass tote this week. I've decided I've got to get them listed because my totes, I have like 2 totes and they're starting to get really decreased in size. So it's time to replenish. They just need wipe down and stuff like that. It's not a simple pick them up, take pictures. But sold this little 2 3/4 inch mouse for $13. This is a Fisher-Price Shake and Go tow mater truck from Cars. It sold for $8. This was an Undercover Squishables from Justice. I think you could put stuffed animals in it. It was like a little house for them. It sold for $12. This Kelly Toy Gray My First Bear plush sold for $9. This was a little Fisher-Price yellow purse from 1982. It came with like these little, like I want to say a fake little lipstick and a couple of other girly girl type stuff that went inside the purse. This was just for the purse. It sold for $12. This was from the online estate sale. It was a Hershey Kisses Halloween storage container. It sold for $12. And then this Lego Duplo fire truck sold for $20. And it was not complete. It was missing like one little block that went on the other side of the truck. But I did state that in the listing. And then I had 2 Bonanza orders. Oh, I was telling you, I've sold a lot of Bonanza this year so far. It's just been crazy. I did sell this Thai Pluffies Pink Penguin for $12.95. This is a Rufus the Bear plush diabetes awareness type bear. Very cute. I didn't want to list it at first, but then I decided, I actually had it in my booth and went back to my booth and got it because several viewers reached out to me and said that it didn't seem to be a problem. And at first I thought it was some other brand. I don't even remember. And that's why I couldn't find it on eBay. And that's why I thought, ooh, if it's not, nobody else has it, then there's probably an issue. So I'm not going to list it while it's Russ. So when I did look it up, there were lots of other ones listed, but it ended up selling on Bonanza for $24.95. So, you know, sometimes you got to pay attention to the details, right? I'm thrilled. I'm going to get working. All of you guys, I know it's the weekend, but if you're like me, you probably still work on the weekends. So I'm going to be getting stuff ready for next week, but I also want to go ahead and get hopefully caught up a little bit with my numbers because I'm behind, and I liked to stay on top of stuff, on goals that I've set for myself. So I'll do a little catch up this weekend. All right, everybody have a good week. This is probably going to be going out tonight, so it's Saturday. Enjoy your weekends and get ready to start working again Monday, right? All right, bye.